Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Let's scrap the web. I'm Asad Ali, and in this video, I will tell you how you can scrape a complete e-commerce website. Let me show you the website that I'm going to scrape. In this website, you can see that we have list of books here, and we have different types of like genres. Each genre has different category here, so we can go through that as well. And if you scroll to the bottom of this page, you can see that we have the pagination button as well. So in this video, I will tell you how you can collect the information from this website, including the image and rating. We also have the title of the book and price, and if it is available in stock or not. So all these information we can scrape from this website, and we will be doing that using Scrapy framework. So let's start. So before we start, just make sure that you have Python installed in your computer. If you don't have Python, and if you're using Windows, you can simply install Anaconda Navigator that I have shared the video link in this video description. You can go and watch that video if you haven't installed the Anaconda Navigator in your computer yet. So after that, open terminal, and you will see a similar video window like this, terminal like this. So after that process is almost same. Okay, so now that we have Python installed in our computer, we just need to install our libraries. In case of Anaconda, you just need to type pip install Scrapy. And if you have MacBook and both Python 2 and 3 are installed, you just need to mention Python 3 here and press enter. Once you do that, it will simply download and install all the packages required for Scrapy framework. So now that I already have installed Scrapy framework, so it says requirement already satisfied. In your case, it will start downloading and installing in your terminal. Okay, let's clear that out now. Next thing is that just need to check that if Scrapy is installed or not. Just type Scrapy, and you should see some things like that. You will also see the version of Scrapy in your terminal, and there are a bunch of other commands as well that you can use. So what we are going to do is we are going to create a new project. Before creating project, let's navigate to the folder where we want to save all our projects. So let me go to tutorials folder, and I have a bunch of files here. Let's create a new file. Let's call it we can do that from terminal, or you can just open the file browser and create a new folder there. If you want to do that in terminal, just type mkdir, and after that let me type Scrapy tutorial 1. Press enter, and it should create the folder for you. Let me cd to that folder, Scrapy tutorial 1. Okay, now we are in the folder. There is nothing, we don't have anything in that folder, so let's start the project. To see how you can start the project, just type Scrapy and press enter. It will show you the command here. See the usage. You need to mention Scrapy, after that the command and option and args. So let me show you. First let's type Scrapy, and let me give it a project name. Let's call it Scrapy tutorial. Okay, okay, let me just add one more command before that. See, if you are creating new project, so we need to mention Scrapy start project first, start project, and after that we need to mention and now it has created the folder with all the required components in it. So let's cd to our Scrapy project, and if you need to show list of elements in the same directory, just type dir in Windows and ls in MacBook. So okay, now you can see that we have a scrapy.config file and scrapy_tutorials file here. To create a spider, we need to type Scrapy. Let's type Scrapy, and it will show us what we need next. And after Scrapy, you need to type gen spider. You can see here, generate new spider using predefined templates. So let's type Scrapy gen spider, and if you press enter, it will give you a bunch of more commands. If you see that Scrapy gen spider option name and domain, You can ignore the option for now, and let's give it a name. The website I'm going to scrape is to scrape, and let's call it book sorry, to scrape, beg your pardon, to scrape. This is the name of our spider, and let's copy the link after that. So this is the format. Whenever you want to create a spider in your inside your project, you need to go to that directory where you have the scrapy.config file, and from there you have to run this command. Let's start with Scrapy. After that you type gen spider and spider name and link of that website. Just make sure that you remove this part, and now press enter. Okay, it says that created spider to scrape using template basic and module. Let me show you in the folder as well. If you see that I have tutorials folder here, and inside that tutorials folder I have Scrapy tutorial _1, and you can see that I have this folder here. Just click on this one and this one, and after that inside spiders I have to scrape.py. Okay, so now let's go to our IDE. If you have PyCharm installed, just open that in PyCharm. If you have any other IDE installed, you can use that. You don't need to worry about that. Okay, let's go to our project. Okay, I have this tutorials folder here. Let's close this one, and after that spiders, and this is the file that it has created. If you look at the file, let me show you quickly. Let me zoom in a little. Okay, what it does is that it imports Scrapy, and after that creates a class to scrape spider. Okay, and it inherits from scrapy.spider, and after that it names it to scrape. This is what we gave the file name, right? If you look here, we named it to scrape. So this is the name of the spider and the file as well. Okay, and after that it says the allowed domains, start URL. You remember that we removed HTTP part, but here it has added one. If we start spider using adding HTTP, it would have just duplicated mentioned HTTP twice here. So you can, it's better if you can remove that. Okay, what it means is that name of the, you every time you run a spider you will use the name whatever written in here, and after that allowed domain is what keeps the spider in check. Let's say you start crawling and it will not open any link that is that doesn't contain this domain books.toscrape.com. Okay, and start URL is the first link that where a spider starts. Okay, so now that we have our basic template here, we just need to start the building our spider. So if you look here, what we need is we need all these images, link of these images, and if you can get the rating as well, or the title, price, and stock availability. Okay, so now let's start building the before. Okay, see that we have this one, but we can also use Scrapy shell. Scrapy shell is useful for testing our code. Let me tell you, it is the best practice to test your code first, and then you run your whole spider, because every time you will run your spider and it gets an error, or there is any as something's not mentioned or not imported or anything, there is any bug, syntax error or whatever, it will crash. And it's better practice to make sure that your code is running, then you should run your spider. So to test that, you need to start Scrapy shell. Just type Scrapy shell and it should run a shell for you. Okay, you will see all the middlewares and everything that a project has. It also has all these values. Okay, so let me clear that out, and now we have the shell ready. Now what you need to do is you need to copy this link and you need to fetch that link. Sorry, fetch, paste the link here and press enter. And now what it will do is that it will send a request, and in response it will get the HTML of all of complete website. To view that, you can just type view, and inside that you can type response and press enter. It will open whatever it got from as a response from that website. It will show that in your default browser. You can see that I downloaded the response, and now that response is being viewed by this browser. Okay, we are good. We are all good. We have all the let's say all the details we need. So let's start writing our code. To first thing we need is that we need images here. Let's go to inspect and see what the HTML element for this is. Okay, we have image container. If you look here, we have image container, and after that we have rating, a p tag with rating. Okay, and after that we just have a product h3 with title, and product price, as well as in stock availability. All these details we have in this one container. Okay, you can either use this class so that you can get all the you have everything inside this class, this li tag, and also this article tag. It's preferred to use a specific class XPath. You can see that we have this column x6, and its column length and width can be different, and this CSS generated class name can vary depending on the size of the window. So this would work as well, but it's better to use the tag which is more specific to that container. So you can see that we have this class product pod with article tag. So let's use this one. To write XPath, you need to mention response.xpath. Inside brackets, you need to write your XPath. If you're using CSS selector, you can also use response.css, and rest is the same brackets and inverted commas. You can write your CSS selector string. Okay, so for XPath, let's type /, and we had the tag article, and now in square brackets, let's simply paste our class name. Press enter, and you will see that all the all the product pods, that containers that we have there, we have them in our terminal as well. So let's see what we can get from these each container. So to go through each of them, we need to use for loop, and let's call this containers or products equals to this. And now what we are going to do is that let's clear that and see. Okay, now we have products equal to this, and now we need to loop through these products in products, and just go to each of these, and you will see that we can what information we can collect from there. First thing is the link of the image, which is inside image container. Let's do that. Image URL equals to response.xpath, and no, not response.xpath. You need to, since we are going through each of these XPaths, so we need to mention this product here, product. And whenever you are doing sub XPath, you need to mention dot in the beginning of the XPath. So now what it will do is it will search inside this XPath. Okay, which means inside this article tag only, not the whole whole HTML. Okay, so that way we can get image container this tag from this article main tag. Okay, okay, now what we have is that we have a tag and then class image container. Just need to write the same thing here. A is the main tag here, and after that inside square brackets we need to type image container, and after that we have here the link of the product, and after that we have image tag with the image link. Okay, source link. So we need to do is we need to after square bracket just type // a/img. okay, and slash to get attributes. Remember that, see, whenever we are going from tag to tag, we just need to type, let's say we have article, we will type article slash div slash a slash images, img, sorry. And if you want anything inside that tag, let's say if you want to collect source value, we have source and we have equals to value. So if you want to get this value, we need to mention it like slash at the rate src. This way it will get us the value of that attribute. So what attribute is basically, let me tell you what, if it is confusing, the first element is the tag of the of HTML, and from, if you look at these square brackets, equal, less than sign and greater than sign, inside these two signs, first one is the tag, and after that these are attributes. It's either class, alt, source, href, anything that is after first tag is attribute of that block of HTML. Okay, so now that we have a source, now we will get it. Okay, so sometimes, means a lot of time people do this mistake is that they'll type product equal to response dot xpath, and in the end they will type dot get or get all, and when they iterate through this, they get the error, because every time you do this get, it returns a string. Okay, and whenever you don't do this, whenever you are not getting it, it returns an selector object. A selector object is something where when you can run xpath on a selector object, not a string object. So when it will return list of strings instead of selector object, when you will do dot get all, it will return list of strings, and whenever you are looping over list of strings, a string doesn't have xpath dot xpath. You cannot implement xpath on a string. Okay, so you need a selector object. So when you do this one without get, it will return selector object, and we can loop through that selector object, and we can implement xpath over that selector object, and get. When we now I can do get. When I will do get, it will return me the link. Okay, I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, just comment and I will explain. If okay, now next thing we need is that we need title of this. So for title, let's do this. We have h3 tag, and after that we have a tag, and inside h3 there is only one tag, so we just don't need to use title or any other attribute of the class to identify this this title of this book. Okay, let's name it as book name equals to product dot xpath, and here same thing, dot double slash, we have h3 tag, and after that we have a tag h3 slash a. And now inside h3, what we need is that we need the name, text of this tag, whatever comes after this greater than sign and before this less than sign, it is the text, whatever is displayed here. So, okay, so just get the text. To get text, just type text and create brackets, and now type get. Okay, and after that we are getting price color, product price. Okay, now that we have product price, let's use collect price, book price. Let's call it book price, product dot xpath. Okay, now the tag is div tag with attribute class. Let's do copy and paste the class here and press /, and since you can see that we have two p tags here, if I type p slash p, it will get both the p tags, but we need only this p tag which contains the price. So let's use this class, and now we can do /text dot get, and it should get the price of the book. So same thing is after that we have stock availability. Just let's copy the above xpath up to this p tag, and let's call it book stock equals to, that's pasted here up to p. And now the difference is that we have different class names. So let's use this class name for stock and paste this here, and after that forward slash we have okay, we don't need to do that, just only I tag will do, I think. No, okay. I tag is just for the icon here, so let's not do that, and slash text should work. Okay, text, and let's close the square brackets and sorry, inverted commas and bracket and to get. Let's print all of our details here. Okay, let's call this is image URL. Okay, this is book name. Now we have, what we have is price of book. I forgot here, full column here. Okay, and what is the price of book? Book price. Okay, after that we have stock. Okay, let's call it stock availability. Okay, its variable is book stock. Let's print this. Okay, now you can see that we have, this is image, we didn't get the image, but we got this is book name, we got the name of the book, price of the book, and stock availability is also missing. Okay, so what is wrong with the image URL, image container, and image source? Okay, let's see why we didn't get that. Image container and image source, we got the source. Okay, let's look at all here and see if okay, there we did a small mistake here. For stock, I forgot to add dot here, and book price for same mistake. What mistook? Do that. Let's remove everything first and run that again. Okay, now we got the, we didn't get the image. Okay, this is the name of the book. Okay, why we didn't get the image? Image container, image container. Okay, these things you need to pay attention to as well. If you type one wrong tag, it will not get what you want. So I forgot to, it was div tag instead of a, so I just made this mistake. Okay, now you can see that we got the image, and the book of name of the book, price of the book, and stock availability is in list. Okay, because it is not the first sub tag. See, if you look here in stock availability, the first element of first sub tag is, first sub element is I tag, and after that it is in stock. So it is, sometimes it gets a little tricky, so you just need to make sure that you are getting what you want by simply mentioning the which sub tag is it, first, second. It is actually the second one, I guess. So let's type 2 here, and just don't need to do get all now, and let's do strip to make sure that there's no before and after spaces here. Okay, now you can see that I've got all the details that I need. Let's run that again. You can see that I have the image here, book name, price tag, and stock availability. All of them are in stock, but now what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this block of code to my pan code. Sorry, first I need this one. and after that I'm going to use that loop that I created. Let's copy this one, the whole one, and we will remove the unnecessary stuff from there. Okay, we have everything we need. Just need to remove this print. Okay, now we have everything from first page of the website, but we just we need all the we need all details from all the pages. So let's yield these elements first. To yield that, just simply type yield, and inside these curly brackets type image. Let me just quickly copy all of them at once. Okay, now that we have almost, just let's copy these now again. Sorry. Okay, now you can see that it will yield, it will create a CSV file, and with 4 columns: image URL, book name, book price, and book stock. And in each column it will add these details. So how we are going to go to next page, let me show you quickly as well. So we have a link to the next page here. Just go there, just click this arrow and navigate to any element. It will just open the export for that. Okay, so now what we have here is we have a pager, and inside that we have class with next attribute, and after that we can use this a tag to get the link of the next page. So let's use directly this class and with the li tag, and we should get the next page link. So let's try response.xpath, and inside that let's use li tag with class attribute, and press enter, and you will see that you got this element in response to that. Okay, let's type, okay, now forward slash, and it is in a tag, so we need to go to a tag slash href dot get, and now we have this link. You can see that it's not a complete link, but what you can do to complete a link is use response.url join, and inside there just to use this selector, and now you can see that the link is complete. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this XPath inside my code, and to every time it yields all the products, it will go to next page. To go to next page, you need to type yield and create a new request, scrapy.request, and paste your link here, and just use callback equals to the same method. Here we have parse, you can name it, and no, for the first it has to be parse, but if you are creating more than one method, you can name them anything and then call back to that name. Okay, in this case I will type self.parse, and as I said, in this case it will not create the complete link, so I need to make sure that I get the link, I have the link, and then I will join that link. Okay, so to make sure that we get next link, just type next page equals to this, and make sure just type if next page, and do this inside the request. Just do response dot url join and type next page. Let me zoom out a little so that you can see the whole code. Okay, now you can see that what we did here is that it will stick to this domain, and after that it will send a request to this start URL. Okay, let me move this second slash from here. Okay, and it's better to remove this one as well. Okay, now after that will the response of this link will go to the this parse method, and inside the parse method it will first get products are actually the list of containers on the page, and from each container it will get us all these details and then yield them. Once we get all the products from that page, it will simply look for next page link and then send request using scrapy.request to that link, and it will create complete link using response.url join, and after that it will call back to same parse method. What it means is that it will send a request to next page, and that response of that page will go back to this method, and after that it will do the same function again. It will get all the product containers, and after that it will yield all the product details here, and at the end it will again look for the next page, and from next page it will send the request, and it will get response in the parse method. Okay, so it is just like a loop, and it will keep going on and on until it gets to the end of the uh, listing pages. So at the end it will, if it doesn't find the next page, it will simply conclude. So if that makes sense, so let's try our code, try running our script spider, sorry. So to do that, just first go to, now we are here, scrapy._tutorial is our folder. I hope it is, I think, yeah. Let's see if we have scrapy.config file. Okay, we have. Let's run our scrapy spider first for the first time. Okay, to do that, type scrapy and crawl, and let's go, what was the name of the spider? To scrape. Just paste it here, and to get output file you just need to mention dash o and name of the file, scrape to scrape output, let's say first, just call it to scrape_1.csv. You can name it anything you want, but make sure that it ends with .csv. Okay, now let's click enter and see what we get in response. Whenever you press enter, if there is any error it will show you and it will crash. Okay, if you can see that we have got some responses, but what we don't have is HTML response. It didn't get to the next page. That's fine. Just let me show you the output what we got for first page, and then we will check what happened, why it did not go to next pages. Okay, you can see that we got the image URL, book name, book price, and book stock availability in from everything from the first page, all the 20 values. So it looks fine. It looks what we expected. So let's delete this file. Okay, let's see what happened here. What happened is that I tried to join HTML response, and okay, let me see what happened. Okay, it says response.url join. Okay, I made this mistake. There is a typo. It should be URL join. I just mentioned UR join. Okay, it should work fine now. Let's do that again. Let's run our crawler again. Do the same, just scrapy crawl to scrape_1.csv. The reason I have deleted the first file is because if I run that again, it would have saved all these values in the same file. So I don't want that. I want a new file. So I deleted that so that it can create a new file instead of renaming it. So you can see that it is going through the each of the page and collecting the information, all the information there is, and let's see how long it is going to take to get to all the pages. If you look closely, you'll see that we are going through pages. You see this is page 23 and this page 29, and we are getting 200 response, which is good, and page 44, 45. How many pages we have? We have total 50 pages. Okay, So it will keep going on and on until it gets to the end of the page. You can see that it got to page number 50, and then it concluded without raising any error or any problem at all. If you look at the stats, it tells you everything that you need to know. It just stored CSV feed to scrap underscore one. If you look here, it will tell you that it sent 51 requests total, including the first one. It should be total 50 pages, and including this one, there are 51 requests. Okay, and all of them, it got total response in bytes, and total 200 response, it got 50 200 response, and one is 404 response. Okay, and total time it took is 53 seconds. File saved successfully, so it is one. Finish reason, if there was any error or it collapsed for some bug or something, it will mention here. So because it finished successfully, it says finished. Finish time, and okay, this thing is important. If you know or you expect a specific value, number of books, then you should be verify that. Here you can see that it says item scrap count is 1000, so it should be correct. Okay, everything else is just details about our output file. Let's go there and see what we got in our output file. Okay, as you can see that we have got image link. I didn't join it, so it's part of the link. Let me show you. If you look here, I could have done something like response.url join, like I did here for next page, and it would have completed this link, but looks fine, exactly what we expected. So okay, we have book names, and we have all the prices of those books, and the stock availability of all those books. Let's scroll down to see how many books we got. If you look here, we got exactly 1000, including the title. We have 1001 rows, as we have seen in our Scrapy stats. So I think it is correct. So this is how you scrape the website in Scrapy framework. It is really helpful. It can handle a lot of concurrent requests. So let me quickly show you some settings as well. So whenever you create a project, you will see some files like these. Let me just zoom if I can. Okay, it doesn't. Okay, if you look here, you can see the settings. Just double click on settings, and there is plenty of stuff that you can do with your scraper. Remember that every time you scrape a website, there will always be a reports.txt file on that website. Let me quickly show you for any website. Okay, this is books.toscrap. Let me go to toscrap. Okay, now for every website, for any website, let me show you this one. This actually is Scrapy documentation. Just remove this part and type reports.txt here, and it will open a text file that will tell you what you can do using a bot, how you can navigate on this website, or what are the terms and conditions for the reports to follow. In this case, it says you are a user agent. If user agent doesn't exist, you are not allowed to do all these things. Okay, same is the case with a lot of websites don't allow scraping for certain pages, like login pages, checkout pages and stuff. So it will mention that in their reports.txt file. So if you want your scraper to follow that, you just need to keep it true. If you don't want the scraper to follow the reports.txt dictations, you just need to turn that to off, and it will false, and it will simply ignore that. And after that, you can see there is concurrent requests. What it does is that whenever you start a Scrapy to scrape a website, Scrapy by default sends 16 concurrent requests and wait for those responses, and after it gets those responses, it send further 16 requests. So 16 concurrent requests. Some servers do not allow this many requests. Some servers can manage this many requests, so you can increase or decrease this value. By default, it is 16. and you can increase that by uncomment this and mention 32, 64, 100, whatever you want. Depends upon your machine and the server you are trying to scrape. Okay, and after that there's download delay. Sometimes when you are scraping a website, you are sending too many requests, so servers blocks the requests or IP address. So to avoid that, avoid getting blocked, it's better if you add a little bit of delay. I think it is 0.25 by default, so if you want to add 1 second or 2 second, it is in seconds, so just mention the number and it will request that, respect that. So, and if you are, these are the, most of them are mentioned already what they are, what these settings are for. Just concurrent request per domain, concurrent request per IP if you are using proxy, for cookies, for telnet, for request header. Okay, so all these details are here. You can do a lot of stuff, a lot of it has a lot of flexibility and so many things you can do with Scrapy. After that we have this pipelines. By pipelines, I'm sure it makes sense what it means. It is responsible for processing the spider outputs. So if you want to send the spider output to database, you need to configure that here. If you want to change the behavior, let's say you are saving a CSV file and you want to save that to Excel file, or you have you have images, or you have any files being downloaded, you can do all that kind of stuff here. So okay, after that you have middlewares that you want. I probably I don't think you will ever need to use that, but it has its uses, like overall behavior of the request. You can see process request. Every time you send a request, how you want to send that request, how you want to process a response, how you want to process exceptions, and all kinds of stuff is here. And after that we have items. You can just define items here, all the values you want to export, and then you can yield it into your spider, and it should follow these items to scrape. That makes sense. If not, just if you have any questions regarding to this Scrapy framework, you can ask. And this is just basic overview of Scrapy framework. It is pretty complex, and you can do a lot of stuff, and a lot of complex websites are scraped using this Scrapy framework. This Scrapy framework is actually the latest tool to scrape websites, and it is really smart, and I can say the best tool available in the market right now. So if you want to learn, just take your time, spend more time in documentation, and you will get better with it. Okay, so if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe the channel and hit the like button, and thanks for watching. Have a nice day.